Hey, what's up? This is Josh. We Talk Crypto. How you guys all doing? I'm Josh Hudson, programmer by day, crypto enthusiast by night. So, let me riddle you this, guys. You want to pay someone with a cryptocurrency. What is your first currency of choice? I'm really wondering what you guys would use. Would it be Litecoin, Dash, Monero, maybe it'd be Vergecoin, maybe Roblox because no transaction fees and really fast time? Would it be those? Or would it be Bitcoin? The coin that's actually worth about $13,000 around the time of this recording. I bet that's your last choice, right? And I bet you already know why it's your last choice. Oh, because of the slow transaction times and the high enormous fees that you get just for trying to send Bitcoin to your barber for giving you a cut or something, whatever transaction that you're using it for. I bet it's Bitcoin is last on that list. If it's the number one currency on CoinMarketCap, it has the highest market cap out of any coin. Why can't it be used as an actual currency? That's why it was created, right? Lightning Network. Will Lightning Network make Bitcoin one of those top choices of currencies that you actually will use? Will that happen? Can that solve Bitcoin's scalability problems? Will that make it jump leaps over Litecoin, Dash, Monero, Verge, all those previous cryptos we've just mentioned? Will that happen? IOTA even. This is how I see it, right? Now I'm going to explain it in a couple of ways. The first way I'm going to explain it is as a programmer, and the second way I'm just going to explain it as a normal person who just is trying to use it for transaction. Lightning Network is basically another decentralized implementation on the Bitcoin blockchain to scale it up and make the transaction fees lower and make the transaction times faster. The way this works is, for those of you that don't know, Bitcoin is a blockchain. That's its underlying architecture that makes it runs. And the way the blockchain works is there is a bunch of nodes, right? These nodes are any type of computer or machines that can process transactions. So my laptop that I'm recording this on right now can be a node. Your cell phone can be a node. If you guys are familiar with a Raspberry Pi or just any type of device you can program, that's a node. So these, maybe even your iWatch, if you have an Apple, that can be a node. So these things connect and relay information to each other and confirm transactions. So they are a chain and they're on a block. So that's how the blockchain works. That's how Bitcoin works. And Bitcoin historically has been a fast blockchain when it started. There was no one using the network. Not that many people were using it for transactions. The price was low. The difficulty of the mine of Bitcoin is very low. So since you didn't have that many people congesting and bogging up the network, I could actually send a transaction to you, maybe if you're in China or you're in Europe, and the transaction fees would be pretty low, and I could get the money over to you. But it doesn't happen that way anymore, right? We've seen that the demand for Bitcoin is so high, and people need to make so many transactions where they're trading it, that the network is bogged and the transaction fees are enormously high. So the Lightning Network aims to fix that problem. And the way it works is, since Bitcoin has a blockchain on-chain, the Lightning Network works off-chain. Yes, there's a possibility of a layer of the blockchain that's off-chain. It's a decentralized system, and it does have nodes, but we call them channels. That's what the Lightning developers call them. They're channels. We've seen in the news recently that there's someone who made the first successful transaction on the Lightning Network, and it was the first successful transaction. They're boasting of the low transaction fees and the fast transaction time. So that's what we want to see Bitcoin do. That's what we want it to happen. Problem with that is, when more people start to adopt this, these channels that work off chain on the Lightning Network have to be updated with payment. So they have to hold a certain amount of Bitcoin already off chain to make payments on the network. So since it's decentralized, it's up to the people on this Lightning Network to update these payment channels. And once that happens, if a bunch of people are uploading payments to the channels all at once, It could also congest and bog the network just like its on-chain counterpart of Bitcoin. The Lightning Network is pretty much Bitcoin but off-chain, and it is also subject to congestion. There is a design mechanism that allows that to happen. It is also not 100% bulletproof in scaling Bitcoin. Sure, there are ways to overcome that mechanism of updating payment channels. There can be, instead of having the organizations updated themselves, each channel can be heavily updated with a predefined set of Bitcoin, a lot of Bitcoin, so as to avoid network congestion. Now that would pretty much take away the whole decentralized aspect of it, right? And that's the point of Bitcoin itself. Lightning Network, although very promising, isn't really going to solve all of Bitcoin's scaling problem. Now that's how I see it as a programmer, as a developer, someone looking at the architecture and the tech and the code and seeing how that's going to happen. The other problem I have is the economics behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin has 21 million coins in circulation, right? People are investing in this as property, not using it as a currency. It's only a store of value. In fact, the IRS, which is the tax revenue agency of the United States, recognizes Bitcoin as a property, not a currency to be traded. And it's true. People hold these coins in speculation of them appreciating dramatically, and to the point where they can cash out and receive crazy returns. So it's going to be up by scarcity. The problem with that is no one wants to liquidate or sell their Bitcoin only until the last minute when it's gotten to a value so high they can cash out on it. No one wants to actually use these for transactions. So that's the problem. You're not getting a lot of trading or exchange for actual goods and services like Litecoin. Litecoin, you have merchants adopting it because its payments are so fast and scalable. You're not seeing this for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a store of value to be speculated on. Because of that, there's also a lot of whales in Bitcoin who hoard a large amount. Satoshi Nakamoto himself is rumored to own at least 1 million Bitcoin. And there's only 4 million left in circulation. So scarcity is very high for these guys. Scarcity for Bitcoin is very scarce. Hard to acquire. So why would anyone really want to use this as a currency when you have coins like Rayblocks that has 0 transaction fees and very fast transaction times? You have Litecoin, you have Dash, you have so many projects that have addressed the problems of Bitcoin, that were created to address the problems of Bitcoin, that it doesn't even seem proper to call it an actual currency. Rather, it's an investment vehicle. So will Lightning make Bitcoin relevant over these currencies? I personally think it won't, but I still think there are developers, there's so much support for Bitcoin. The Lightning Network isn't going to stop. It's not going to stop a Lightning Network. They're going to find an architecture that works, that allows some type of decentralized governance for these payment channels on Lightning to be updated in a decentralized manner from each organization. They're going to probably create a decentralized autonomous organization for updating these payment channels, or they're going to find some mechanism to do so. Does that mean it's still going to help Bitcoin's cause in the long run? It could, but I think while Bitcoin may have first mover advantage into the currency market now, I think that the other coins, Litecoin, the Dashes, the Moneros, are going to come steal the thunder before Bitcoin gets a chance to do that. And that could render it useless. And we've seen the guys that get first to market, that push their products out, and they're actually usable by mass demand, those are guys who are going to be there in the long run. And we could see Bitcoin have a hard time keeping or holding that market dominance. As we've seen, the market dominance for Bitcoin has decreased from about 64% early in the year, and I've seen it go as low as to 33%. So there are plenty of other altcoins coming out there doing what Bitcoin can do and creating higher returns for investors, but also being used as actual currencies. I would like to know what you guys think. Post in the comments if you think the Lightning Network is going to make Bitcoin a viable currency option in the future, or if it's not. or if you see some other alternative happen. I'd love to know what you guys think, how this is going to play out. And if you found any of this helpful or insightful, please hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button down low. Thanks, guys. Always appreciate you. Josh, out.